What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Xibalba, entitled Tierra Y Libertad. This is released on Southern Lord Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Pomona, California, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very aggressive, beat-down heavy, death metal rooted style of metallic hardcore. My first introduction to this band was their 2010 debut full-length entitled Madre Mia Gracias por los Dias. That band really had a very heavy, aggressive sort of sound to them. I mean, I'm a big fan of the more hardcore rooted style of metallic hardcore, or metalcore as you want to refer to it as. I enjoyed what Xibalba brought to the table. Very confrontational, very heavy, lots of awesome riffs, and very powerful vocals. But then in 2012, I thought this band took their heaviness and their sound to the next level with their sophomoric effort, Hasta la Muerte. I thought Hasta la Muerte was just so goddamn heavy. I mean, the Seagrave artwork is amazing, but not to mention the music itself, it just got that much more heavier. That's where this band almost picked up a death metal sort of influence in their sound, hearkening back to the days of early Sepultura, Slowly We Rot, Cause of Death era Obituary, and even Morbid Angel. Hence, one certain tag this band gets labeled as God of Emptiness Core. This band is just so goddamn heavy. That album was just amazing. I love the lyrics, I love the vocals, I love the musicianship. And ever since that record, they've been getting more of a notoriety as of lately, getting on a lot of good national tours, getting a lot of well-deserved exposure. But it's been a while since we had heard a new album from Xibalba, and now here we are with their third full-length album, Tierra Y Libertad, which, if I'm not mistaken, translates to Land of the Free. I could be incorrect, I apologize in advance if I am, but anyway, Tierra Y Libertad. It's 8 tracks, and it clocks in at around 43 minutes in length, and where Hasta la Muerte showcased this band getting a lot more heavier, Tierra Y Libertad continues on in that same sort of vein, but they seem to take a more sludgier, doomier sort of approach with their sound. And I think with Tierra Y Libertad, they deliver another very heavy and very pleasing piece of hardcore. And Xibalba are one of the best bands to commit to this sort of music style. And I think they do a damn fine job here with this album. Pretty much, if you heard the last record, you're going to be in for a smattering of just some heavy guitar play work going on here. I think the guitar work here, just like the previous album, is sensational. I love the way the riffs are being handled and used here. Like on the first couple of tracks, Enemigo and Guerrilla, I love the way the riff work sounds on those tracks. I mean, very heavy, crushing riffs being used here. The tone and the sound of everything is just really awesome. If I'm not mistaken, Scott of Sun produced this, mixed this. There was a certain heaviness that this band brings to their production quality, and I think they bring it back here with this album. I think the solos are incredible too. That's where once again you get to this band's death metal sort of sound. The solos are very frantic and crazy sounding. I love the way that they're executed and presented here on this album, especially towards the second half of this album where things seem to get a bit more doomier. Like the closing track El Vacío, which is like 12.5 minutes long. It feels as though at first you're listening to a doom song. A very pleasantly melodic sort of doom song, but then it just steers and breaks right back into the heavy hardcore sounds you would best know this band for. And not to mention the heavy breakdowns that this band brings. I love when a good hardcore band brings together some awesome breakdowns, and especially on the track En Paz Descanse. I believe that translates to Rest in Peace. I mean, the halfway mark of that song is just so world-crushing. I love the way they executed on that song. I mean, this is a band that doesn't use beatdowns and breakdowns or slams or whatever all over the place. They strategically place them and deliver them right where they need to be. I think it's just phenomenal the way the guitar work is being handled when it comes to the heavier beat down, breakdown sort of parts. The bass work is tremendous too. Very heavy and very thudding. I love the way that it sounds here. It doesn't try to combat or battle with the guitar work being presented here. I think this bass tone is tremendous. The drum work here is sensational as usual. Very methodical, very well planned out. I love the way the double bass tone is. I love the way that the fills and rolls are throughout here. I just think this is a very patient and hard-working sort of drum performance. I don't think it tries to be too fast or too slow. I definitely think it handles itself quite well here. Once again, referring to the more lengthier tracks that are on here. Once again, referring to the closing track, El Vacío, and even the title track and Si Dos Quiere. I just think the drummer does a tremendous job here when it comes to the more slow, doomy, sludgy sort of parts. But the fast parts on here, the fast songs, they really work tremendously well here too, and I think he is a very versatile drummer. And when it comes to the vocals, of course this guy has such a powerful voice, a very powerful and crushing sort of vocal performance. His roars are amazing, his growls, his delivery, it's amazing to listen to. The emotion and the pain in his voice is definitely something to behold whenever you listen to this album. I mean, take the track Guerrilla. Of course, that has a very emotional, controversial sort of approach to it within the song. He wants to pretty much be there for his people and be defend who he cares about the most. There's a very powerful message hidden within that song, and I think that the way that it's being handled here is very, very powerful. It just grabs hold of you and never lets you go. Even to the title track, which I believe is the sole Spanish language track on here, I think it's a very well handled song, and I love the way that he goes about it on that song. It's really amazing, this guy, his vocal delivery. It's powerful, it's emotional, but yet it is destructive and chaotic. I love his performance here. So overall, I think this is another really sturdy piece of metallic hardcore from Xibalba. I don't know if I like this more than I did Hasta la Muerte, but I still think Xibalba know how to make heavy hardcore. If you're a fan of what this band has been putting out, if you're a fan of heavy metallic hardcore, Xibalba is the band for you to be checking out. So if I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Enemigo, Guerrilla, En Paz Descanse. That breakdown is just so crushing. And the track Si Dos Quiere. I think it's an amazing track. So I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album and listen to it. I will link you to the Xibalba's Southern Lord Bandcamp, where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, and be your own judge as to whether you think it's worthy of being purchased or not. You can buy it digitally, and you can also buy Digipack CD and 12-inch vinyl versions. There is also a special 12-inch vinyl version through All In Merch. I believe you get a silver color vinyl, which is the version that I hold here, and there are also t-shirt options available. So let me show you the album again. This is Tierra Y Libertad by Xibalba. This is released on Southern Lord Records. Definitely check this out. And for a score, I'm going to give this a very solid 8.5 out of 10. Very meaningful metallic hardcore that definitely delivers the goods. So support Xibalba. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Armijo out.